Hi, my name is Ra. I live in Nuremberg, Germany, but my story began in a small village in Cameroon when I was born and raised. For centuries, money has been the main tool we use to exchange and to grow. It influences how we live, the healthcare we receive, and the education we can access. Yet, it has also created enormous inequality between people, communities, and countries. Growing up in Cameroon, I witnessed firsthand how many people, including my own parents, did not have access to basic financial services like a bank account. I saw how especially women lacked the opportunities to start their own businesses or buy land and property. When I moved to Germany to study and did an internship at an Oikocredit support association, I was inspired by the fact that the majority of people empowered through the programs were women. That experience stayed with me. Now, working as a youth worker and having a family of my own, I am interested in becoming an impact investor myself. That's why, when my former colleague and friend Max invited me to spend 2 days exploring this topic, I said yes. I want to follow the trail of money, not just to see where it goes, but to understand how we can create fairer financial flows. Today, I have joined a coffee walk and talk. I listened to Mark's story about how climate change affects livelihood and businesses, even across the entire production chain, including the coffee industry.
Climate change for sure is one of the biggest challenges for agriculture globally. Temperatures are rising, we're having more droughts and rainfalls. And for the coffee sector, I can tell you that the arable land, especially for the Arabica plant, is decreasing.
We were walking through stories of people whose lives are directly shaped by how money flows. One story that really stayed with me is about Gerardo, the manager of a cooperative in Peru.
Yeah, this is why Oikocredit invests in socially oriented cooperatives. They really care for their members. They pay fair incomes. Members get extra benefit in terms of health and education, and they really care for the environment.
For 50 years, Oikocredit has supported socially oriented businesses in Latin America, Caribbean, Africa, and Asia. Because Oikocredit supports Gerardo's cooperative with reliable timely credit lines, it creates financial stability for smallholder families, allowing them to send their children to school and access quality healthcare and education. That made me realize what matters is not that we invest, but where we invest. After the coffee walk, I opened the news again. Looking at the images, I become deeply aware of the crisis for people caused by climate change, especially in the global south. Mark's words echoed in my mind. We face massive global challenges, and yet those hit hardest are often the ones who did the least to cause them. Max has sent me a webinar of story about the effects of climate change. I watched a coffee farmer from Nicaragua, a partner of Oikocredit. He spoke about how the changing climate is threatening his crops, his income, his community. Watching him speak, I did not feel like a distant observer anymore. I felt connected and responsible. Next morning, I gathered again with my fellow group members. We played the good money game. The game addresses how difficult it is to get capital for 1.4 billion low-income people worldwide. Stephanie put me in the shoes of Manjula, a businesswoman from India. From the role play, I experienced how she doesn't get a loan from the bank and no loan from her family. An unofficial money lender was willing to give her money, but under such unfair conditions that it will put Manjula into trouble. Later, Stephanie told me about the importance of inclusive finance and how Oikocredit invests in this sector. A microloan enables women like Manjula to become independent business women. Across Europe, Oikocredit Support Association creates spaces where people like me can ask better questions. These past days, I did not just do some activities. I feel like I have become part of something bigger. I learn about stories, systems, and possibilities. I walk away with the knowledge and tool to invest responsibly. But I discover as well that it's not only about investing with my money, it's about my daily choices too. Oikocredit is not only about investing. Learning connects us, stories move us, our action drive change. Join the journey with me.